What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're going to be looking at Revolutionary Army number 2 with Soba mask. And yeah, well, you guys just would have seen on the YouTube channel, we had the Heavenly Demon number 2, so now we can go ahead and build a little bit of a different team, going up against Rev 2. I kind of mentioned it in the previous video, but I do think that Rev 2 is, like, just way easier to build for, personally speaking. Again, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions about it, but Rev 2 definitely seems a lot easier, mainly because Kaku that you're seeing on this team, he handles, like, so much. He's such a useful character, and, you know, having a character like either V1 Rayleigh or the Chopper, like we use in this team here, being able to remove a bunch of gimmicks once we get to Lindberg fight is going to be kind of nice as well. And we actually get to fully, like, showcase as to, like, one reason as to why the Soba mask vanish effect is actually as good as what it is. So yeah, that's going to be nice to go ahead and showcase that. And you see the other characters on this team, the Luffy's also a really nice unit. I really wanted a strength unit on the team, considering how many quick units we actually had on this squad. I thought, yeah, I think we probably need a strength unit in case we, you know, we need to do some damage against some Dex enemies, which of course, you know, we got like Lindberg, for example. We have the Koala or the Sabo. I'm pretty sure it's the Sabo a little bit later on, so we needed a strength unit on the team. And yeah, Katakuri was a bit of like a last choice for me, mainly because we needed to tackle the Morlae fight, right? So we'll talk about the Morlae stage once we get to it, but here we have the hack stage, and we actually got to use the vanish effect here because we could bypass the enemy barrier. We do a ton of damage against him, of course, because we do have type advantage, which makes a big difference. And because of this vanish effect that we have, we can basically ignore the bind and the despair that occurs on our captains here, and the special reverse. Now, the special reverse didn't really matter that much because by the time we reach the stage against Sabo and Koala, they're going to have their specials anyway. But still, being able to avoid that bind and despair, this is the typical stage you would go ahead and use V1 Rayleigh for, and then he'd be ready a little bit later on once you get to Lindberg. But you see those vanish effects, being able to do so much damage with the tap timing bonus damage against Ivankov and Elizabeth there, just doing a ton of damage, which is so cool. And then against the Sabo Koala stage, this is why I wanted Luffy on the team, just to give me more damage versus Sabo, because of course we don't have a lot of type advantage against Dex here. But luckily for us, we actually had like a lot of damage, of course, because Soba Mask's special is so strong, being able to give us a 2.75 times attack boost, and the full board of tandem slots, yeah, also a really nice addition, being able to basically bypass the badly matching slots that Sabo Koala generate for us, so we can just ignore that altogether. And then moving on from this is where the Morlae stage comes into play. So Morlae is probably the most difficult stage, aside from Karasu. Karasu is also a pretty difficult stage in this content, but against the Morlae, what we're doing here is we have this Katakuri, right? This is a Kizuna Rare Recruit Katakuri that came out during a Film Red celebration, and the reason why we have this Katakuri is because of the support of Perospero, which says that whenever the enemy gets a defense up or a threshold, remove 2 turns of it. So that works perfectly here. Katakuri also has a special that removes resilience by 5 or 6 turns. So Katakuri by himself deals with everything on the Morlae stage. We don't have to worry about anything. And he also provides an orb boost for our quick units, cerebral units, and powerhouse. So everyone on the team gets buffed by that, I think, except for Chopper and Kaku, which doesn't really matter because our big damage dealers are going to be getting that orb boost, which makes that stage very, very easy. Now, this stage, this team doesn't really use a lot of the Straw Hat characters like the previous one against the Heavenly Demon number 2. We do get to use, you know, Chopper and Luffy, which means that whenever we use those special abilities, we're going to be able to get our specials back. You do see in this instance here that, like, Soba Mask is ready to go. Also making sure that we activated the specials in the right order so that our friend Captain 1 is the one that is active, because when we move into the next stage, we want to go ahead and activate a Soba Mask special, but we also want to use Chopper special. So being able to use Soba Mask first and then Chopper to remove the bind and the paralysis means that both of our captains will both get their specials back. So we actually, you know, it's just more efficient to run it that way. So it really makes this stage really easy, where we get the attack boost from the Soba Mask. We're going to have our matching slots, because typically on this stage you would actually get, you can see all those badly matching slots. It makes a big difference having tandem slots. When you have those tandem slots as well, Soba Mask does give you more damage output, which is nice. And then of course Chopper to remove the gimmicks. But the next stage after this is the Karasu stage, which I would also say is arguably the most difficult stage in this content. he just does a lot of annoying stuff, and I kind of don't really beat the Karasu stage that efficiently. You guys will see it as we go along, but definitely could have done it a little bit better, mainly because I had the support of Hyogoro attached to Luffy, which says that when we activate the special of Luffy, it's going to remove 2 turns of threshold, 2 turns of attack down, which is neat, I suppose, and it also gives an attack boost when we activate the Luffy special ability. But we're going to activate the Soba Mask first, so that when we activate Luffy, we get a chain boundary. But like the way that I was kind of thinking is I was just going to ignore the threshold, right? And the thing is like, yeah, we could just use Luffy and then Hyogoro to remove the threshold, but we do have the Vanish effect activated, right? So we could just potentially just use the Vanish effect, and then we're going to be good to go. And you see, I'm activating both Soba Masks here, because when we activate Soba Mask special twice in the same turn, we will get the buffed 3.5 times attack boost instead, which is just completely massive, right? And then, you know, we could use the Luffy, but we opted not to do it because I was kind of hoping that the Soba Mask with their captain actions get through it. They actually do get through it, so it actually worked pretty well in our favor. But realistically, I'm not too sure if this is like the fastest way to get through it, but this is not like a speed run. We're not aiming to do a speed run. We're just kind of showcasing how we can abuse these effects of Soba Mask, and being able to just completely ignore that threshold and that despair that typically occurs. It's just like, it's just completely whatever. The team just works really, really well. But anyways, that is going to wrap it up for me. Soba Mask is a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, though. If you did, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.